All right, girls, welcome to yoga. Go ahead and get seated comfortably. If you want to find some props, you want to find a friend to do yoga with today, feel free, have a friend. All right, but if you want to prop yourself up, if you have a hard time sitting, you can always take a blanket. That'll help alleviate some of the pressure from the hips. Or if you want to even start lying down, feel free to do that. It's up to you guys. So go ahead and just find a minute, find a place to just close your eyes. Slow down that body, that mind, and that breath. Just sitting up nice and tall. Each vertebrae stacked one on top of the other, lifting and lengthening through the spine. And if you feel like you're a little bit of out of control of that body and that mind, just try and bring yourself to your breath, bring yourself to your body, bring yourself to your mind. Not to say that we need to gain complete control. If you've got a lot going on, a lot of outside chatter, just try and take the next 45 minutes for yourself. Next 45 minutes to let that chatter continue in the background, but without your focus. As a clearer mind and a clearer body can help you gain a little bit of control back. Okay, let yourself gain a little more focus. The next time you take a nice deep breath as you lift up through the top of the head, as you inhale, as you exhale, just lower that chin to your chest. And then as you inhale, bring that head back up to center, back where we started. And then just continue slowly lowering that chin forward and lifting that chin up off that chest. And then we're going to take that head back up to center and then take the right ear to the right shoulder and head back through center and the left ear to the left shoulder. So just gently moving that head, little active stretching, taking one ear to the shoulder through center and over to the other before we take it into some passive stretching where we'll just hold. Taking that right over to the right shoulder when you're ready, press that left shoulder down away. There's two ways to stretch, dynamic and active. Or dynamic active stretching and our passive holding stretching. Static stretching. Body responds a little bit differently to both. And then tilting that chin down towards that right shoulder, taking the stretch a little further back through that neck. And then bringing that chin back up center and head back through center and left ear to the left shoulder. And again, just try and push that right shoulder back and down just where it gets a comfortable stretch for you. Hold it here. Tilting that chin again down towards that left shoulder. And then bringing that head back up. And then just take that head to center, drop that chin down. Now we can just take a couple half neck circles. Chin coming through center each time. Rock that head out side to side, right, left, right. And then we're going to bring that chin down towards our chest. And then as we inhale, lifting that chin above that chest, going to flip those eyes. If those eyes are still closed, we're going to take those legs out from underneath us. And as we do extend those legs, if you do have any blankets or anything that you're propped up on, you can remove those. And then just extend those legs out in front of you. Sitting up nice and tall, inhale. And exhale and fold forward. Seated forward fold, head, chest, and body coming as far forward as you can go. Take a minute to let those hamstrings stretch, that back stretch. Just melting over those legs as best as you can. And then from here, inhale, nice deep breath, head up and all that body comes up together. And let's come up onto our hands and knees, give that low back a little bit of stretch. This is my yoga buddy, Diego. Say hi to everybody. He's doing a great job just staying stationary. Let's bring ourselves into cat, chin into your chest. Says I'm just sitting here in cat pose all day. Alrighty. And then reverse, making your way into cow. Tailbone lifts up behind you, shoulder blades come together. Gaze comes with you, belly stays nice and tight. And then moving through cat and through cow. Inhale, exhale, round reverse. Just articulate that spine, stretch that back, warm up that back. One more time each way. And then we're going to bring ourselves to a neutral spine, whatever a nice flat back would be for you. Now we're going to come into some spinal balance, making sure you have some room to reach long. As we take the right arm out in front and the left leg behind us. So that right arm reaches out from that shoulder, palm in, fingers reaching towards the front. And then that left leg back behind you, pointing that toe, trying to get that leg in line with that hip. From here, just giving yourself a little lift, simultaneously lifting that arm and that leg and pulsing, just lifting. Warming up that low back even more. Lift. And then reach, come and hold. And then reaching back, rounding that ankle if you can get to that ankle into the palm of that hand, pushing that heel away, opening up that hip now. And still keeping that balance right here. Open up through the front of the hip, push the ankle into the palm of the hand. Open up through that left quadricep. And then release that arm, release that leg. And then from here, we're just going to tap that toe over to the side and then lift that leg up. So just holding that arm out in front, tapping that toe over and coming back. One more time. And then just coming back to hold, one more breath. And then bringing that hand down, come down onto those forearms. Couple of cat cows here, round reverse. And then from here, coming back up onto those hands. And then this time, bringing the opposite hand out in front. So bringing that left arm out in front and that right leg back behind. So first, just starting with that balance, just coming to a place to hold. And reach long through that arm, palm in, fingertips reaching forward, leg long behind you. Holding it here. And then from here, just simultaneously lifting that arm and that leg, and a little pulse. Hold. Bringing the hand back, reaching, grabbing that ankle into the palm of the hand, lift and open. To the front of that leg. And then releasing that arm, releasing that leg. Come back to that balance, come and hold. And then from here again, just taking that toe, tipping it and dipping it down and touching the ground if you can, or just bringing it over. Again, warming up that back, that buttocks, that core. One more time, once we come back to center, just come and hold. And then coming down and sitting back into child's pose. Feet together, arms out in front, forehead down, sit back onto those heels. Take a nice child's pose. If you need to, you can bring the hands in, you can roll the wrists. And just relax for a moment. And then from here, hands down, curl your toes, make your way to your downward facing dog. Coming into our down dog. If it feels good, you can walk it out, do whatever works. You can shake that head out, do some yeses and some nos. then from here, looking towards those hands, and we can walk those feet up to the hands to a standing forward fold. And head, chest, and body come towards those legs, lengthen those hips, lengthen those hamstrings, and bring that body all together as best as you can. Again, here too, if you want, you can relax the arms, you can relax the head, you can shake it, roll it, whatever works. And then from here, inhale to a flat back, gaze comes out over the end of the feet, over the end of your mat. Push those hamstrings back, pull that crown of the head forward. And then exhale, release, inhale, arms up to the side, head up, chest leads, nice flat back. Up we come to standing. And bringing those hands down around our heart center, a couple sun salutations, warm ourselves up. So standing here, feet about hip distance apart, nice deep breath. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release, hands down. Step back into a plank. Through that plank, we chaturanga, slowly lower down, lifting up to your up dog, and then to your down dog. Come here, down dog, taking a couple breaths right here. Inhale, exhale. And then looking towards those hands, walking those feet up towards those hands, to that forward fold. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms out to the side, coming up to standing. Bringing those hands down and around. We'll do that just 2 more times. Nice deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling to that flat back. Exhaling, releasing down. Walk or jump into a plank. Through that plank. Lower down, chaturanga, up dog, your down dog. Hold here, down dog, few breaths. And then looking towards those hands, walk or jump. If you want to jump, you would bend those knees, pick up those feet, pick up those hips, float those legs forward to that forward fold. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms out, head up. Up we come. And bringing the hands down and around. And one more time. Just taking a nice deep breath. Inhaling up, exhaling, folding forward. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release. Walk or jump. And again, if you want to jump, bend into those knees. Lightly float those feet back. Chaturanga to your up dog. And then to your down dog. Take one more nice deep breath here in your down dog. Look towards those hands. Walk or jump those feet up to the hands. Standing forward fold. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release. And then inhale, arms out, head up. Flat, flat back, up, up, up. To standing. And bring it up. And bringing it around. All right. And then next up, a little bit of balance while we're here. Standing on that left leg, right foot, anywhere except for where that knee bends. Again, if you need more help with stability, take a toe out or keep that toe down as a kickstand, or hold on or lean into something. If you want to lift that foot up, you can lift it up, push it in to the inside of that thigh. Just make sure you avoid that knee joint. We're going to bring the arms up, and then you can either take the hands and open up the tree or keep the hands together. And then if you're up for a little bit of challenge, taking the head up and taking a little bit of a back bend. So entirely up to you. If you're not looking for, you're challenged enough just standing here with that head forward, don't take that back bend. But if you're looking for a little more challenge, head comes up, back bend can come back. Stabilizing and lifting and still lengthening all the way up from that foot to the hip. If you have, come back into a little bit of a back bend, bring yourself forward. Back into that tree, try and draw that right knee out and open. Open up through that hip. And we'll bring those hands down. And then we can release. And then as we bring it down, just give it a little shake or whatever works for that left leg. So get ready to stand on the right. So again, when you're ready, wherever you want to be. Again, the easiest place would be with a toe out. Second would be to have a kickstand, have that foot close so you can put it down, or have something to hold on to, touch into. You You want to pick up the foot, put it on the inside of the thigh, just avoid that knee joint. And again, once you get comfy, take the arms up, and again, you can keep the hands together, you can open up, and then again, if you're up for it, a little back bend. If you're not up to coming into the back bend, you want to take your gaze up towards the ceiling. That's going to challenge your balance a little bit more. Just do what works. Breathe, inhale, exhale. One more breath. And then come back to center. Bring those hands back to our heart center. Keep that balance. As we adjust and we move, one more breath. And then we can release and we can shake it out. Alrighty, making sure you get some room to make your way on down to the ground. And take a nice deep breath, inhale up, exhale, fold forward. Coming into that forward fold, trying to bring that body in as close as you can, as comfortable. And then from here, hands down, walk or jump into your plank. A nice strong plank for a moment here. Pull that belly in nice and tight. You can look out over the end of the hands. And if you need to ever modify your plank, remember you can always come to your knees. And still, you can come to the knees. All right, but from here, slowly chaturanga. If you're on your knees, you can also, or if you're on your toes, you need to come to your knees to chaturanga. And remember, you can release to those knees, all right? To your up dog, and then to your down dog. Take a minute. Come into your down dog, take a few breaths. Because next up, we're going to come back to that plank. We're going to hold that plank. Come and hold here. Let's just elevate one leg. So just elevate one leg, three-legged plank. Just come and hold belly in tight. You can also do this from your knees. And bringing that leg down, elevate the other leg. A little core work. And then putting it down, and then we're going to slowly chaturanga, lower down and land on our bellies and stay there for a moment. So coming down onto our belly. And then from here, we're going to bring the arms by our sides, palms facing in. And then we're going to lift the head, lift the chest, and then lift the lower body. Keeping those legs, squeezing those legs together, those inner thighs, not letting those legs splay out. Squeeze those inner thighs, lift the chest, lift the legs, a little bit of back work. A little break in between. And if you have low back issues and you want to just lift like the legs and keep the upper body down, you can do that too, or vice versa. One more breath. And then we release. And then as we release, we bring the arms forward, arm over arm, and rest that forehead on that head. And let that low back release. You can give the hips a shake, side to side. Even pick up those knees, those feet, and the windshield wiper, those knees and those hips. Give it a quick break. This is as low as me, head down on those hands, resting. Anyone's feeling sorry for themselves today, here's your chance. Get it out, get it out, get it over with, and move on. All right, lifting up that head. Bringing those arms out in front now, and the palms are facing in. Same thing as we just did. Again, lifting up the legs, lifting up the arms, lifting up the upper body. And again, if you have issues, you can keep the head down or you can keep the arms crossed if that's too much on that back. So just depends. Lift and hold. Wherever you can, or you can keep the arms out in front and you can elevate. There's lots of ways to modify. Just do what works for you. Right? And then again, bring it down. Letting that low back go rest, because low back can be a tricky spot for a lot of people. So just giving it a quick rest in between as to not overstress that low back. I've got one more thing to do while we're and then from here, lifting that head up again. Lift the arms. This time, arms forward, palms down, lifting up the legs, and we're swimming. We're just alternating movement. We're giving you a little bit of strength in that low back. Of course, yes, you can take those arms down and keep them stationary and just do the legs. Really depends, but keep those inner thighs squeezing together. Keep swimming. A couple more breaths. And then this time, we're going to take the hands down and we're going to sit back into child's pose. So push yourself back into a child's pose. Sit back, get that back and stretch here now. Just hold it here, sitting back. And then from from here, slowly lift that head up. Take yourself into your down dog. Curl your toes, lift your hips, and make your way into your downward facing dog. And then let's lift our right leg up behind us, nice and high, to our down dog splits. Point flex that toe. Point that toe, lift that leg nice and high, bend that knee, swing it forward. In between your hands is where we're aiming to get it, and onto the inside of the back foot. Cartwheel those arms up into our warrior two. So coming up into our warrior two, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Reach those arms long. Gazing out over those fingertips. If that works for your head and neck, if you have issues with that neck, look wherever it's comfortable for you. Bend into that front knee. That back leg is straight, but that left knee is not locked out. We're aiming that left heel down a little bit towards the right corner of our mat. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then from here, we're just going to straighten that leg as we bring the arms up. And then we're going to bend that knee. And again, we're just going to bend and straighten. One more time. And coming here, holding it. And then we're going to turn that right palm up and coming back into our reverse warrior. So just reaching down that left leg, taking that right arm up, over or behind, looking again wherever it's comfortable for your head and your neck. And then from here, right arm comes above that right knee, left arm reaches over the ear and forward, coming into our side angle. Now from here, as we reach forward, that right arm can stay on that, above that knee if you want to release it to the inside or the outside of the foot. If you have blocks and you want to utilize those, it's entirely up to you. What I don't want you to do though is bring that right arm down and have that left arm, the chest closing, coming forward. You want to keep that chest spinning open. You want to reach that left arm forward, keep that bicep over the ear, and keep that shoulder, left shoulder back. So again, it's perfectly okay to stay here. One more nice deep breath. And then from here, we're going to release the right and the left arm and the right toe with us as we come into a wide-legged forward fold. Come into a wide forward fold, toes and knees pointing forward. And then from here, take the arms, walk them out, each hand towards each leg or foot. You can grab onto the feet or the legs, and just try and pull yourself in a little further. Pulling up on those inner thighs, holding in here. Inner thighs are stretching, holding. And then releasing those hands, coming out underneath that body. Inhale, coming to a flat back. Taking that gaze out in front of you. There, kitty cat. Alrighty, from here, turning back to the right, back over that right leg, coming back to our down dog splits where we began here. So send that right leg back behind you. Angle forward to a three-legged plank. Bend here once today. Hold here for a moment. Breathe. Belly in, nice and tight. Slowly lower down. Chaturanga. Release that leg to your up dog. And when you're ready, to your down dog. Remember to, down dog is a resting posture. If you're not, it's not so quiet and restful for you, you can find another place, such as child's pose. It's entirely up to you. Remember, this is for you, and you're in the comfort of your own home. And even if we were in our class with everybody else, you're in the comfort of your own body, and it's up to you to honor your body and do what your body needs and pay attention to what's going on with you. Left leg lifts nice and high to our down dog splits. Point flex. Point, lift nice and high, bend it, swing it forward. In between the hands, where it tries to get, if it doesn't get there, pick it up, move it, drop on the inside of the right leg, warrior two, cartwheel, arms up, bring ourselves up. As we come here, squeezing those shoulder blades together. As we reach those arms long, you can see yourself somewhere, either in your screen or in a mirror somewhere. You want those arms in line with the shoulders. If you can't see your reflection, just kind of take a look. And wherever, as close as possible is good. A lot of times when our arms aren't in line, they're usually not above. They're usually below, just if there's lacking strength or if your shoulders are tired. So it's just starting to be aware of that body and that alignment. And then again here, straightening out that leg as we bring the arms up and bending into that knee. I'm just doing that a couple more times. And then one more time. Once we get ourselves back, come here, hold. And then turn the left palm up, right arm comes down on that leg. Reaching back, and just wherever it's comfortable for you. Again, looking anywhere it's comfy. One more breath. And then to that side ankle. Again, go to wherever works for you for that side angle. Again, if you have any props at home, such as a yoga block or anything that resembles, you can take that, use that, or a book inside or outside of the foot. Either one's fine with me. If you don't need it, you can always just keep that arm resting, but just make sure you're resting that arm above the knee. You don't want to put that pressure on that knee. One more breath. And then bring yourself to the side, wide-legged forward fold. From here, walk your body, walk your hands over to the right leg. If you want, you can grab onto that right leg. Hug yourself in, still pulling up through those inner thighs. Nice wide forward fold. And then walk the hands over to the left leg. Again, grab a hold if you like. Or just rest the hands kind of over there. A little bit different stretch on the low back. A little bit different stretch on the legs. You might feel it in a little bit different places. And walk the hands back underneath. Inhale to a flat back. So just bringing that head up halfway, hands down. You should be able to keep the hands down here in that nice wide forward fold. And then from here, let's pivot back to the left. Hands down beside that left leg. Left leg goes back behind you. Come forward to that three-legged plank. Hold. And if you need to, go to a knee. One more breath. And here slowly, chaturanga, release, up dog. And then down dog. Come into our down dog. Just taking a moment here to regroup. Pushing that body weight back into those heels, chest away from the arms. Remember child's pose, you can use that too. And from here, angling forward back to our plank. Sorry, I had to pick up my son. I left you guys in down dog. A wake-up call. All right, coming back into our plank, holding it here, one more breath. And then we're going to slowly chaturanga. We're going to lower down, but we're going to end up on our bellies. And we're going to come down into our belly. And try and keep the hands right where they were when you lowered down, because we're coming into cobra. But if you moved them, they should be underneath the shoulders. And remember, cobra is different than our up dogs. We use our low back muscles to lift. So from here, lifting ourselves up into our cobra. So using that low back versus extending those arms and lifting with that belly, which I use a little bit of low back here, but when we keep ourselves low and tuck those elbows, pull them in and use that low back to lift yourself up. You can stay here. If you want, you can elevate the hands off the ground, but just coming into your cobra, using that back to help hold and lift. One more breath. And then let's release. And let's take those hands again forward. Let's give that low back a quick stretch, quick release. And Next up, we're coming into bow pose. We're going to lift that head up. Before we go there, we can bend into the knees and we can lift ourselves up if you'd like here. If you can, reach back, grab an ankle, and then reach back and grab the other ankle. Putting those ankles into the hands if you can. And then as you can, lifting that chest. And if you need to give it a little rock, you can rock and lift to get where you can lift those legs off the ground, elevate that chest. Now, just depends on your flexibility in your low back. If you can't get here, keep the hands down. All right, keep the hands down. We're in a sphinx and lift the legs, whatever works. Take one more breath. And then from here, we're gonna slowly lift lower down, release one leg, then the other. And then let's bring ourselves up as we're gonna come into a little spinal reversal here as we make our way into rabbit. So we're gonna bring the legs together, the feet together, the heels, grab a hold of the heels, and then put that forehead as close to the legs as we can. So forehead or even more like a little further up, curl into the littlest, tiniest ball, take that spine, and let's go ahead and extend that spine. We are flexing that spine in our bow, and then we're extending that spine and giving it a little triple stretch. And again, the forehead's as close as we can come. We're going to curl up in the littlest ball. You can keep a hold of the heels. You can release the arms. Just come here and breathe. It does compress the trachea a little bit, so make sure you're breathing. Give that back a big stretch. One more breath. And then from here, one hand beside your head and the other. And then very, very slowly, let's lift ourselves. Lift ourselves up. And as we come up here, let's stretching out the arches of those feet. So we're going to curl the toes and we're going to sit back onto our heels. Now we've got the toes curled. So we're stretching out the arches in the feet. And the toes also, maybe even depends on, yeah, let's tight down there. We don't pay a lot of attention to our feet, so this might not be too comfy. So when you're done stretching those feet, you can sit back on the tops of the feet like we would in a child's pose. But while we're here too, let's bring the arms up and bring the arms out to the side. Let's take the right arm across the chest and take the left arm to pull it over. So let's stretch that upper body too while we're here. And so again, when those feet are done stretching and you want to stretch the other way, you can sit down and stretch the tops of your feet. If you can sit back here comfortably. Some people can't, and they do need to stretch the tops of those feet. So again, whatever works. And again, those feet, a little stretch, a little attention, those toes even too. And then bring the arms out to the side. Take the left arm across and take the right arm. And just take that right arm somewhere above the elbow and use that arm to bring it across. So pulling that arm by pulling that right hand towards your face. Give it a stretch. And then again, when you're done stretching those feet, you can come back, sit back onto those heels. And then releasing those arms, and then let's take those fingertips down, back beside, shoulder beside your buttocks. Put those palms down on the ground and take that head back and open up through the chest. So giving that chest a big stretch. You can drop that head back if you'd like, but try and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Here, go ahead and bring yourself forward, take those hands forward, curl your toes, lift yourself into your downward facing dog. And then from here, angle forward to a plank one more time. And then slowly, chaturanga, lift up to your up dog. And then one last time, to your down dog. And then from here to our knees, feet together to a child's pose. And as we're getting close to Shavasana, we're not quite there yet. And we'll just do one last posture before we get there. So bring those hands back beside your head very, very slowly. Lift that head up. All right, and from here, As we make our way into camel, we're going to again bring those knees together, sit back onto those heels, and we're going to make our way into camel in a few stages here, just in a couple options. We're going to lift ourselves up, so we've got those shoulders and those hips up over those knees, and then we're going to take the hands like this at our back, low back. So we're going to put one hand on our low back and the other, and then as we come here, I want you to first lift through the head, and then as you feel comfortable, to just slightly give yourself a little bit of a back bend and squeeze those elbows together. And then bring ourselves back up and forward. And now if you're not comfortable coming into camel with the hands back at the heels, or you can't get there, you can keep yourself here. But if you're good to release one hand to the heel and then the other, and then open up that chest to come back into camel. And as we did that chest opener, I was like, oh, my chest is super tight, so I don't even know if I can get here. So if you can't get here, one hand to the heel, another arm can reach back. If you want to come into a half camel, you can reach, but if you can, get both hands to the heels, open up through that chest, and just come here, find a place. If you have neck issues, wouldn't recommend coming here because you got to drop that head neck back. We're trying to open up through those shoulders, open up through that back. Use that back to help support. One more breath. And to come out, one hand comes forward, the other. And then we're going to go into another spinal reversal here. This time, we're going to first sit back onto those heels, take those hands behind you, and then bring ourselves forward onto the crown of the head, onto the top of the head. Roll ourselves forward. So again, with that back, we're going from flexion to extension. That camel, we're flexing that spine here, we're extending. Give it a nice big stretch. And then releasing those arms, rolling ourselves and coming back up. All right, one final posture once we get down to the ground. I will guide you there. All right, if you'd like to go into wheel. If not, I'm going to take you into a bridge. All right, so when you're ready, go ahead and roll yourself down onto your backside. All right, for those of us coming in bridge, hands down by your side, and just lift your hips up. If you're coming into wheel, before you lift your hips, you're going to take your hands beside your head, the thumbs by your head. So those fingers are pointed down like towards your toes. And then from here, you're going to start lifting yourself up, and you're going to lift up into that bridge. If you would like to come onto the crown of the head, if you've got your neck split, come onto the top of the head. If you can, lift yourself all the way up. Go ahead and start lifting that upper back and that head and that neck up off the ground into your wheel or your back bend. Entirely up to you. If not, just coming into your bridge. When I come into your wheel, we did some back work today to try and get you there. Or just bridge, whatever works. If you have come into that wheel, we're going to bring ourselves down. Ideally, you wouldn't land on the top of the head, but if you want to use the crown of the head to kind of pause for a moment and then roll yourself down. If not, just pick the head up and then slowly take it out, and everybody else start lowering ourselves one vertebrae down onto the ground. All right, bring those knees under your chest now. We've got a little back massage for ourselves as we hold on to the legs somehow and circle those knees one direction. If you want to use the hands on the knees, drive them. Don't try not to grab the knees, try and grab below. Circles one direction, circles the other. Rock it out side to side. And then whenever you are ready, making our way into our final posture for Shavasana, extending the arms, extending the legs, palms up, would be traditional pose and our corpse pose, but I encourage you to come and just get comfortable, however works for you. Close your eyes. And now taking a moment to bring yourself back into control of your breathing in your body. There was any chaos that occurred within that body and that mind during your practice, just letting it go. Letting your body and mind Let's be free to breathe. And slowly bringing some awareness back into that body and that mind. You can move those fingers, those toes, hands, feet, arms, legs, even that head, side to side, circles, or whatever. And bring a little bit of thought to that mind to help move that body. Whenever you're ready, rolling over onto the side of your choice. Anyone who's pregnant should go left. Everybody else can choose a side. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. All that matters is where you are going. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. All that matters is where you're going. And that quote is from Brian Tracy. When you're ready, use your outside arm, push yourself back up where we began our practice, back if you're ready. If you're not ready, you can always just stay where you are. All right, back and hopefully having a little more focus, maybe a little more control over that body and that mind right now. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next Wednesday for Pilates and next Friday for yoga. Have a great day. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. And if you want to unmute yourselves to say hello.
Hello, it's Ellen.
And goodbye.
Hey.